Today we have a good video, a light video, not too serious. We get to call out the lies and hypocrisy of the left. We'll take a look at AOC's Capitol Hill lies. Then we expose some elite climate change hypocrisy via John Kerry, and we investigate why Greta Thunberg is under criminal investigation in India. What could it be? Let's get into it. AOC, AOC, AOC. It's crazy to me the cult following that this woman has. This week, AOC took to Instagram Live to explain the harrowing experience she had during the Capitol Hill riots. She went on for 90 minutes. Mostly, it was nonsense. She also included a lot of lies, some direct, some by omission. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the full 90 minutes. Of course not. But there are some clips I want to show you. She starts off the 30 minutes talking about how she went to the grocery store and where exactly she parked her car, and it's very, very boring. When she gets to the good part, she starts explaining how during the riots, someone got to her office and was knocking loudly, and she feared for her life. Check it out.
There were no yells, no one saying who they were, nobody identifying themselves, and just boom, boom, boom. And I just get up like this, and I run over to the legislative office, and I run over to G, and G just looks at me back, and he just goes, hide, hide, run and hide.
Look how dramatic she is, milking every single second. It takes her a minute to go forward in her story, 10 seconds. And it gets worse. I wonder who the person knocking on the door was. Let's keep going.
And also one of those thoughts that I had was, I just happened to, be a spiritual person and be raised in that context. And I really just felt like, if this is the plan for me, then people will be able to take it from here. I had a lot of thoughts, but that was the thought that I had about you all.
About me? Aw, don't you see what she's doing? Trying to paint herself as a martyr? Trying to get all the victim points she can? Ugh.
I felt that if this was the journey that my life was taking, that I felt that things were going to be okay. And that, I had fulfilled my purpose.
You haven't fulfilled anything. You've made everything worse when it comes to the politics and health of this wonderful country. And now we're at the climax of the story. She's hiding in the bathroom. The man's in her office. Who is this man? What's gonna happen? Let's see.
I'm hiding in this bathroom, hearing these yells of these men, or just a man, just one man, going, where is she? Where is she? And then all of a sudden I hear my staffer G yell out. And he's like, hey, it's okay. Come out. Come out. So I'm like, I don't know, so deeply rattled. I'm still processing the end of my life when I come out. And I come out, and this man is a Capitol police officer.
A police officer? 30 minutes to say he was a police officer? God damn it, AOC. Well, I'm sure you're very happy to see him, and, he put himself at risk to come save you, right? Let's see.
It's a Capitol police officer. There was no partner. Was not yelling, Capitol Police, etc., etc. But then it didn't feel right. Because he was looking at me with a tremendous amount of anger and hostility. And things weren't adding up. There was no partner there.
Of course, the police are the bad guys too. AOC, you silly rascal. Fast forward 20 minutes and AOC begins detailing how she was roaming the empty halls of Congress until she saw Katie Porter going into her office and acting like a normal person would in this situation. Check it out.
This stuff was happening so quickly that I saw Katie Porter like going into her office just like holding a cup of coffee because all of these developments were happening so rapidly that I think some people were at different awareness levels and at different like urgency levels than others. And so I start running back, and I remember that I had seen Katie getting, Representative Porter. I gotta put respect on everybody's names.
Oops, gotta respect everybody. Representative Alexandria OcasioCortez. That's what I meant. Let's keep going.
So I saw Representative Porter walking into her office, and so I run back, and I knock on the door, and I'm just like bang, 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 bang. And she opens, and I'm like, hey, Katie, can I shelter with you right now? And Katie's like, yeah, of course, come on in. I'm like, yeah, come on. Then thought I was going to die again, because I have to tell you that when I was banging on this door, I had fully expected that by this point the building had been breached and there were people walking the hallways. Like this was what I had fully expected to be having been gone on in that moment. And so when we're outside in this hallway alone, I'm banging on this door, and I'm thinking, and I'm fully expecting one of these insurrectionists to turn the corner with a gun, and that it would be over again.
You were expecting a gunman to come and kill you, Representative OcasioCortez? I think you're delusional. And then she showed us her racism, because the radical lefties are always racist and are always trying to find the racist aspects of everything. Take a listen.
And like all these crazy thoughts go through your mind, and even like just racially, even Katie and I were having these conversations, and it's like it like where you feel like we as members, our nameplates are next to our offices, and it's like, are some offices safer than others because they have white sounding names?
This all sounds very scary. Unfortunately though, it's fake news. She claims this happened at 1:01 p.m. However, that's a full hour before the Capitol breach happened. Additionally, her office isn't in the Capitol Hill building. It's in the Cannon building, which is far enough away so that no rioting actually took place there. Snopes, the left-wing fact checker, is trying to fact check the situation in favor of AOC, as they usually do, but they're having a hard time. Check this out. They claimed Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez exaggerated the danger she was in during the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot, in that she wasn't even in the Capitol building when the rioting occurred. The rating? Mostly false. Oh really? Let's see. What's true? Ocasio-Cortez wasn't in the main Capitol building where the House and Senate chambers are located. What's false? When the attack on Capitol Hill began, Ocasio-Cortez was in her congressional office, which is located in a network of office buildings immediately surrounding the Capitol, and her office building was one of the 2 buildings that were evacuated. No one's saying she wasn't evacuated. We're just saying nobody rioted in her office, and her near-death experience is all fake news. Fake news. Then AOC took to Twitter to defend herself, and she claimed that people were attacking her because they don't know the layout of the Capitol Hill offices, and that her office was actually very close to the Capitol Hill. That turns out to be fake news. She also said it was scary because there was bombs planted around her office by Trump supporters. Fake news. There was a bomb planted at the RNC, a bomb planted at the DNC. Not at the Capitol Hill buildings, not at the Cannon building. And we don't know who planted them. It could have been a Trump supporter, or it could have been a member of your cult, AOC. AOC is now directing her 12 million followers, or cult members, whatever you want to call them, to monitor social media and start reporting anyone claiming this misinformation, or reality, whatever you want to call it. She calls it misinformation because she doesn't like criticism or being called out on her lies. So we have a politician calling on her supporters to call on private companies to silence her opponents. Who's the fascist here? I'm confused. But enough about Representative OcasioCortez. That's getting too serious. Let's talk about our new climate czar, John Kerry. And yes, climate czar is the actual title. Last year, John Kerry, our climate czar, went to Iceland to receive an award for climate change. Thing is, When he was there, he gave a speech and talked about personal responsibility. This is what it sounded like.
People are dying around the world because of climate change. I see it in my country. Floods in mid part of our country that wiped out farms, fires even now in California, mudslides that swallowed up whole homes and people. I get angry when I look at what public responsibility is supposed to be and I don't see people doing it.
Here's a problem though. He went to Iceland via private jet. And when he was confronted why he was taking a private jet to receive an award on climate change, this is what he had to say.
It's the only choice for somebody like me who is traveling the world to win this battle. I believe the time it takes me to get somewhere, I can't sail across the ocean, I have to fly to meet with people and get things done.
He needs to get things done. You take the train and sit down, peasant. Gotta love the hypocrisy. Our last story of the day is Greta Thunberg. And hey, she turned 18 years old. So now we can make fun of her all we want.
How dare you!
Greta Thunberg is under criminal investigation in India because of tweeting in support of a protest with terroristic ties. What got her into trouble was tweeting something that was telling her what to write instead of actually writing what she was told to write. Greta, you dumbass. So now we have a criminal investigation underway for conspiracy and terrorism. Nice. Every day we're seeing more and more cases of hypocrisy, and I gotta say, I'm loving it. Which one was best? The AOC? The Greta? I think Kerry takes the cake on this one though. Comment your opinion down below. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. See you next time.